I'm Ana Manson from PopCon Argentina, and while you play the mother, father, and brother of
Yeah.
Kamala Khan, so what did you know when you get the first call from Marvel about her and about Miss Marvel?
I bought as soon as I heard about this audition. I went and I bought the first 20 issues of the comic book. So I feel like I read all of those in the same day that I got them, and so I feel like I became like pretty well versed within my character and the storyline of the show. So yeah, I don't want to say I knew everything because I'm still learning stuff every day. But yeah, I learned a lot in that first day, the day that I sent in the first tape.
I did not know what it just said it was a Marvel audition, and it was during the pandemic, and I had to do it on Zoom from my living room. And my reader is a young girl that I sort of mentor, aspiring actor here in LA, and she came on. She did her Zoom, I did my Zoom, and we sent it in, and that was it.
Yeah, I got the script from my manager in LA. COVID protocols were just lifting in India, where I come from. Called a friend over, we did it, we sent it, loved it. And because of the time difference between LA and Bombay, India, 12 and a half hours. So when my manager called me to tell me that I've got it, I was sleeping. And she
Oh,
wakes me up and she's saying, hey, you got it. I said, oh, really? Yeah. Oh, okay, great. She's saying, Mon, you got it. You're in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I said, oh, yay, damn good. I'm saying, so I'm a Marvel audience, I watch the films and all, but I don't have access to comics. So I love the films. I watch them 2-3 times. Maybe some of them, Civil War, I probably watch 11 times. So yeah, but I mean, the enormity of it didn't hit me till I walked onto set. That was
Yes,
boom.
right. And how is it different to work for a production like this with Marvel Studio for their streaming platform and working with other shows?
Yeah, well, I come from India, where we're called the biggest film industry in the world. Well, the craft is the same. Filmmaking, acting, all that is all the same. And India does that. It does have a lot of good production houses that do a lot of good work. Unfortunately, they're not global stories. The thing about Marvel and Hollywood is that they have global stories. So while the craft is the same, the scale of Hollywood and Marvel is huge. It's huge.
the impact is huge. But having worked in American TV before this, the day-to-day process is the same. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mhm.
you have a call sheet and a call time, and you do all that. But like Mohan is saying, like the impact of being on this is different. But the day doesn't look that different from being on any American TV show.
Yeah, I'm honestly afraid that I'm spoiled now after
You are
working on this
That's true.
show.
you're gonna
They
want to
treated us
go.
so well. They took care of us so well that I'm I'm worried that when I get to my next job, I'm gonna be like, hey, how come I'm not getting this?
Yeah, they
Right.
continue to spoil us. They continue to spoil
Yeah,
us.
it's been great. I'm not gonna lie.
And what can you tell us about the family dynamics between you three and Kamala? Zenobia, if you want to start, because I think the mother-daughter relationship is very important in the show, right?
Yes. It's a multi-layered relationship. I think it's very, very close. They're very close. They're very loving. They share a lot, and at the same time, she's a teenager growing up, and so then it's fraught with all that tension. And there's also other elements that I don't know if I can talk about. So, but I think the Khans are a very close-knit family, a very loving family. Immigrant families do tend to be that way because you come alone to make your life, and you don't know who's going to support you. And so they have a very tight-knit family and a very loving, kind, yeah, wonderful family. Muni was probably more the matriarch than Yusuf is the patriarch, but that's okay, right?
It's the truth.
And I think it's very, I think love, there is a lot of love in the family.
Oh,
There
yeah.
Oh,
is a lot
certainly.
of
Yeah,
love.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have a sister in real life. So, I don't know what it was like to be an older brother to a sister. But I feel like Iman made it really easy for me to to take on that role. and yeah, and now I know what it's like.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's similar to me. I don't have a wife, I don't have children, but I've always wanted one. And Iman kind of brought out those feelings in me as to what I would be if I was a father.
What
So
about me?
I know. What was he
I'm
trying
sitting right here.
you didn't bring out those feelings. You brought out the feelings of what I was when I was young. You reminded me of that. Yeah, it was beautiful.
I mean,
A
it
lot
may
of
come
love.
across that the family is very focused on Kamala, but
Yeah.
the fact is that so they've had Amir many years ago. So they've had their time with him. It's not that they don't focus on him. But
Yeah, he's like the
Basi roti.
third parent. The
Yeah.
third parent that's like the cool parent.
Right.
and the kids have a nice bond. The brother and sister have some very sweet moments. Yeah.
Yeah. And Yusuf even dresses
As the Hulk.
a character, right? One of the Avengers to bond with her daughter. So
Right.
it's How did you feel about that?
About doing that.
Mom.
Oh, I loved it. I love the fact that they conceived of something like this because, the South Asian community and the families, the way we think, the way we feel, we know that our daughter is not feeling good about the fact that we've probably not allowed her to do something. So, the family gets together to say, how do we placate the situation? How do we make her feel happy? So we find a way out, So the mother stitches her what she feels is an appropriate costume. The father says, okay, because we're scared that you're young and you're going over there, I'll come with you and I'll dress up like a character so that you don't feel out of place. Little realizing that that's more embarrassing to her. So, it's what we would do. So it's just
Right. And we know there's going to be a lot of connections with other characters of the MCU, but without giving out any spoilers, who would you like to meet in the story? What character would you like to meet?
Down the line?
Yeah.
No, if there was to be any cross-pollination of other MCU characters, who would we like to see in Miss Marvel? I would love to meet Mr. Tony Stark, because I believe I can be a banker to his business. Yusuf Khan for Stark Industries.
I've always had a real soft spot for the Hulk. I think Mark Ruffalo is adorable.
Yeah, what about Yusuf Khan as well?
Yusuf Khan is
Yeah,
also
I think this is like a new addition, but Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Wow,
Moon Knight
yeah.
would be really cool.
Yeah.
That
He is
collab.
cool. Yeah. And guys, this is a very first for Marvel Studios, especially regarding Muslim and Pakistani representation. So how do you feel to be a part of this?
I think we're all so pumped. I'm just going to take their hands as we're feeling like this. about it.
Privileged.
Yeah.
Privileged.
It's
honored.
it's
We're
truly
flag
an
bearers.
honor. It's truly an honor
Flag bearers.
to
Flag bearers.
yeah, it's an honor to take that responsibility to show
Yeah.
this representation and this portrayal of this Pakistani Muslim family that's immigrated to the U.S. And it's just to us it feels very normal, but to a lot of viewers it's going to feel like, oh, like they're going to be learning a lot, and it's not super in your face. It's just like, hey, this is our day to day, and I think that's it's going to be a really powerful non-message.
And that's why it was so
Right.
important to get everything right, whether it's the decor of the house during a
Yeah.
wedding or our
Very true.
costumes or anything. Not to stereotype anything, not to over the top anything, just to normalize it, bring it down a notch, show it as it is. But that's why it was really particular to speak up if something was not represented correctly.
Right, and you did a great job. So thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time, and hope we'll see you soon.
Thank you
Thank you.
so
Thank you
much.
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Bye.